everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
Who is the best black player in hockey?
PK Subban. I'm not even going to lie to you. PK Subban is realistically exactly what the NHL needs.
Yeah.
He is a personality. That's something that the NHL doesn't capitalize enough on, is the personalities in the game. He's an awesome dude. From Montreal to now he's in Nashville. You see every year videos. He's going to children's hospitals, visiting kids, and he's buying them probably like $1 million worth of shit. He used to do this thing where he had a children's hospital in Montreal when he was playing there.
Yeah.
Got him a bunch of gifts every year. He'd visit them. He'd take them to a Habs game. He goes down to Nashville. He does the same thing down in Nashville. Now what he did is he connected the two hospitals, and he made the kids pen pals, so that way they could, talk about their struggles, kind of the shit that they're going through. So that way, they got a friend. They aren't alone. And then Habs play the Predators, then both groups get together and watch it. So PK Subban, for me, he's probably one of my favorite personalities in the league.
That's what's up. Shout out to PK, man.
PK's a really good dude.
I like that. All right. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up in a couple. Last couple of questions here for you.
Yeah.
Who is the overall best player right now in hockey? You would say? Not even close.
Connor McDavid, the dude.
He plays for who?
Edmonton. The Oilers.
Okay.
The dude is fucking ridiculous. I mean, just on a pure skill basis, I believe he's sitting at 87 points right now, so he's 13 behind Kucherov. But if you look at the standings, look at Edmonton, the Oilers. They got 56 points. They're the second worst team in their division, and he's just putting them on their fucking back.
That's crazy.
He was, it hurts to say, the year the Sabres tanked, they were tanking for him. We got Eichel. I love Eichel. Eichel's got like 7 or 8 more points than he has games played right now, so it's not like he's not a superstar. He's just not Connor McDavid.
Where would you rank Eichel compared to McDavid?
In the NHL?
Yeah.
My personal bias, I think Eichel's a top 20 player in the NHL, probably top 15. I would say you can't discount Sidney Crosby. He's been the best player since he was drafted in 2005. Patty Kane, your local Buffalo boy, he's second in the NHL in points right now at the age of 30. Fucking ridiculous. Eichel, though, for me, he's a superstar. I still don't think that he's accessed the level that he can reach. I think he's still got another level to go because he's better defensively than Connor McDavid. I don't care if you're an Edmonton fan and you watch all the games. He's not. Connor McDavid's a great player. He's not a good he's not as good defensively as Eichel.
Yeah.
They're both relatively the same size. I do wish Eichel would be a little bit more physical. His advanced stats, if there's anybody that cares about that's listening, he shoots the puck an average of like 7 or 8 feet farther than Connor McDavid. So Eichel's got to get himself better shots. He's got to get himself better chances. But your problem with guys like Jack Eichel is they're pass-first guys.
I got you. He
likes creating for other people. Joe Thornton on the San Jose Sharks, he's been in the league for like 20 years now. He's your typical, I'm going to score 20 goals, but I'm going to have 80 assists. Sort of like what Jack Eichel is. He's a little bit more balanced in the difference between the goals and assists. But same type of thing. He likes creating for other people.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Last 2 questions here for you.
Yep.
MVP as of right now.
Oh, God. So I mentioned earlier that Kucherov has 100 points. I wrote down on my notes that he's the MVP.
Okay.
I'm going to change that.
On the fly change. I like it.
On the fly change because he has the best goaltender and he's got one of the best goaltenders in the league playing in net for him. He's playing with Steven Stamkos. He's playing with Braden Point. He's got all this amazing talent surrounding him. And then you got Pat Kane, who's second in the NHL in points right now. He's on some ridiculous streak where he's got like 40 points in the past 15 games. Like, the Blackhawks were dead and out 2 months ago. They were fucking donezo. And now they are 4 points out of a playoff spot, and it's largely driven from Pat Kane. I mean, the Blackhawks were a dynasty. They got their 3 Stanley Cups. But what's impressive is that they still have all of those players that are aging, and and Pat Kane's still doing what he's doing. He isn't surrounded by a 26-year-old Steven Stamkos, a 22-year-old Braden Point, all of these great skilled players. He is physically reviving careers. There's a guy who the Blackhawks traded for. His name's Dylan Strome, the forgotten guy of the 2015 NHL draft. You had 2015. You had Connor McDavid go first. Jack Eichel go second. It was called the McEichel draft because either way you're getting a generational player.
I got you.
4th overall is Mitch Marner, who's on Toronto right now and lighting it the fuck up. 3rd overall was Dylan Strome. He got drafted to Arizona. They were a poorly run franchise for a very long time. Very long time. They didn't have a lot of talent. And he kind of got caught on a bad team. And now that they're a little bit better of a team, you can see they're holding the last wild card spot. They're 1 point out of the last wild card spot right now. But they're a decent team this year. He had fallen down their depth chart to like 3rd, 4th line center, so he's not getting the proper opportunity, the ice time, the players he should be playing with. So the Blackhawks traded their 2nd line center to the Coyotes, and they got Strome back. And Dylan Strome's got like 33 points in 30 games now. Like that's more points than I haven't checked the stats, but I would bet that's more points than he's ever had in his NHL career. So for me, it's Pat Kane. You can make the argument every year, like Connor McDavid, because he's sort of like a LeBron James.
I got you.
If his team didn't have him, they'd be dead last.
I got you. Okay.
But I think that pick for Pat Kane being the MVP is contingent on if they can make the playoffs or not.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah, I kind of factor that into it as well.
Like, if he can take that team to the playoffs, I think that would be an amazing feat for him.
Okay. And then last question here for you. For the Stanley Cup, what 2 teams do you got competing for it, and ultimately, who do you have winning it?
I'm taking Tampa Bay for winning it. Actually, no, not necessarily for winning it, but definitely to take the Eastern Conference. Unfortunately, I just don't see how you get past. They have depth at defense, a bunch of depth at forward. They got 3rd liners that probably score more than the Sabres' 2nd line, and then you got a hot goalie back there too. The Western Conference is where it gets a little tricky, though. There's so much talent out west. The Flames and the Sharks and the Predators and the Jets. Those are my 4. I'm not kidding when I say it could be any one of those 4. I don't think it's going to be the Predators. For me, I think it's going to be between Winnipeg and the Flames. I got the Flames going. So I'm going to say Flames, Lightning in the Stanley Cup final. Lightning win in 5.
All right, I like it, man.
Also, real quick, just for my Buffalo Sabres fans.
Yeah.
Rasmus Dahlin has 33 points in 60 games as a defenseman. That's 4th all-time for defensemen at the age of 18. And second overall in that is Bobby Orr, who is the only one that has more points than him in the amount of games that he's played. So Rasmus Dahlin is that player that everybody thought he was going to be. He struggled because he played in Sweden. The rinks are about like 15 feet wider.
This is the 1st overall pick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he played in Sweden, their rinks are like 15 feet wider, so he's used to a little bit more space. And obviously not as much skill because it's not the NHL. But I think that once he settles in, I think every NHL defenseman, elite defenseman, has said it best. The shit that this kid is capable of doing at 18 is mind-boggling. Because he's still a kid.
Right.
I mean, think about how much you change from the age of 18 to the age of 20.
A completely different person.
Physically, mentally.
Right.
So once he gets his first season under him, he's probably hitting a little bit of his mid-season lull right now because the seasons are shorter over in Sweden, so his conditioning might not be there. But once you get him in this first year, you get him an off season to build a little bit of muscle, some confidence. I don't see how he's not one of the best defensemen in the NHL by 2 to 3 years from now.
I like it, man. I like it.
It's nice to have around here.
All right, man. We're going to wrap it up there.
All right.
Yeah, Nick, appreciate you stopping by again, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me. Through.
Anything that you want to plug while you're here?
Anything that I want to plug? Oh, shit. So my sister just started a jewelry business.
Hey.
So she's been doing jewelry for a really long time. She's a metalsmith. She makes some really cool shit. She's on Instagram and Facebook. And I believe it's Rosetta Irene Jewelry after our Aunt Rosie and our Aunt Irene. So check her out. She's got an Etsy shop. It's fucking beautiful shit that she makes. Affordable. That's about my only plug.
I like it, man. Family plug.
Rosetta Irene, people.
Make sure y'all shop there. Support local business.
Support local business.
I like it.
115th, baby.
That's an inside joke, man. Again, man, Nick, appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, man, appreciate
glad you finally
having
was on
me.
the show. I know you always listen to us, so I'm happy he's able to get up on here and talk a little sports with us here at SYE.
Yeah, man, I hopefully look forward to coming back one day.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely got to have you back on. We're going to wrap it up there. For any new listeners, again, you can please like, share, new or old, like, share our Facebook page, Support Your Enthusiasm Sports Podcast on Facebook. We are on Twitter, SYE Pod, working on Instagram, and then always can email us, supportyourenthusiasmpodcast@gmail.com. Other than that, we're going to wrap it up here. You know the end saying. Make sure that you guys drink more water, and you have a good night. Take care.